Hi guys, this is Vishal from Trapcode. So in this video, we will understand how to create collection from REST API. So in Trapcode, you can manually go and create collection, give the name, choose all the fields. But there are scenarios when you have data coming from REST API and you want to create a collection from REST API without doing it manually. So let's see how that can be done. So we have a project and I'll just go and create collection. So one way is you give the name of the collection and then add fields and all those things. Now we want to do it from REST API. So what I'll do, I'll just choose this option REST API and it opens up a form for me where I can give the URL of the REST API, whether it's a get call, post call. Most of the time it's going to be get call, but there could be some scenarios where the data is coming in post call. So that is another case. So we can give the URL, and if the API is open, that is fine. If it is secure, let's say you need to pass some header, some authorization, some bearer token. So you can give it here. And then this is the path, that on which path the data is coming. So we will see both the example where the data is coming on root or data is coming in some variable, and then see how we create a collection. So I have this dummy REST API, which is giving some list of users, title, ID, body, and then this is the URL. So now let's say I want to create a collection with this API. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the collection, paste the URL. Since this is not secure, so we don't have to give any authorization token and all those things. Its data here, you see, it is not coming in variable. It is directly coming in the list. So now I'll go and click send request. So it will make a call and bring me the keys which are coming as part of API. So here you see it has 4 keys: user ID, title, body, and ID and title body. Yeah. So here you see it has actually identified these 4 fields which are coming from API. We can give any name to the collection. So this collection is post. So let's give the name post, and then whether you want this collection to be persisted or non-persisted. So persisted is which the data gets stored in Trapcode database. If you click non-persisted, it will just create the skeleton, but it will not store any data, right? In fact, it is not storing data in this API call, but the type of collection get decided on the basis whether you want it to be persisted or not persisted. Here you can also choose the data type. So whether the type is string, number, boolean. So here either user ID and ID are number, and these are strings. So we can just change it to number and string and say save. So ID, I think we already have in the system. So which gets auto generated. So I'll just name it to, let's say, UUID, because ID is something which we automatically generate ourselves also. So it's a conflict. And I'll just save. So a collection gets created which has all these 4 fields which are coming from my REST API. Now I can create an external API to populate the data. But this way you don't have to create the collection manually, and it gets created automatically on the basis of the values coming in the REST API. Now let's try one more API where the data is coming in some path, okay, because these are very common use cases. So this is another API where the data is coming in data. This is the path. Right, so this is another example where the data is coming in entries. Here you see this is the array. Let's try to look it more closer. So what I'll do, I'll just open this JSON in a JSON formatter and say format beautify. So here if you see, this status is a key where some status is coming, and the data is coming in data variable, right? So this is the variable where the actual data is coming. So now let's see this example. So I'll just copy paste so that you see that what all different type of data can come. Format beautify. Here if you see, the data is coming in entries. So these are all the entries and this is the count. So let's say we want to create collection from this. So what we do, we go back, we copy this URL, we create a new collection, okay, from this particular REST API. So I'll go create collection, choose REST API, give the URL, and this time in the response I will give from where my actual data is coming. So data is coming in entries. So I'll get, say, JSON path, which is entries, and I click send request. So this time it will go to this URL and go to a step deeper on the JSON path and bring all the fields. So here you see in the API, we have like so many fields: API, description, auth, HTTPS, category, and all those things. So what I'll do, I'll just keep it as it is because most of these are string. Let's say blog post. Actually, I don't know what this is, so I'm just giving some random name, and I'll just save. So it has created a collection which has API, description, auth, HTTPS, and all those things, right? So this way you can actually create collection from REST API without manually doing it. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.